So a couple months ago, I had an idea, and that idea was to change the way I approach tattooing and just my lifestyle in general. For a while, I had a story slash world brewing in my head that just stayed there, and I decided to fully commit to it. So at first, it just turned into me blending my tattoo style into pieces of the story, like this little nursery rhyme I have going on here. This was in the second month of my lock-in. Um, but it's pretty cool. You can check it out on my Instagram, and they're all flash tattoos. So if you're in Colorado and want to throw your dog a bone. But then in the past 3 weeks, I thought, maybe this is like an art style for a video game. So I started drawing these sprites, and we put those sprites into the storybook background. We got a little drop kick action, little claw slash action, little pogo action off the punching bag. We got him moving around all smooth like. Um, but yeah, it turned from novel into a short story into a video game. And it's going pretty good, I feel like, for 3 weeks in. We've got a lot of cool stuff I'm about to show you. But you might be asking, how could you have accomplished this without any idea at all how to code? Well, the answer is simple. I had a lot of conversations with AI. I started with ChatGPT, but we've moved on to Claude. And I'm not actually coding it, I'm just typing out prompts of what I want the sprite to do, whether that's the player or a different item, like a treasure chest or that punching bag. And then Claude gives me the code, and then we go in and tweak it if it doesn't feel quite right. So I'm not actually like coding it myself, but it's still a lot of problem solving, it's still a lot of debugging, it's still long conversations to get things to feel right. But it feels good because I'm art first in my design with this game, so instead of having to rely on another person, I can get the art to do exactly what I want it to do. Kind of like this door here. Doors are magical portals to a new land in a video game, but not if they don't work. Took me a while to get the doors working, but then once I did, we've got our first little level here, and we just started building away because at this point it's minimal coding. I just drew a couple assets and started adding all sorts of stuff. He's jumping around, bouncing off these pogo sticks. The pogo sticks, it's just a hitbox and it has a bounce feature attached to it. So if you hit that little down stab move like so, uh, he bounces up. So now we have our first level. This is where we're currently at in the game. This area is called Freebird's Cage. It's like an impoverished part of town on a rickety stack of wooden pillars, and it's all helter skelter, if you will, put together. But you can bounce around. I still got to tweak some of the distances between some stuff, but you can run around. There's a little treasure chest there, and pretty much the world is a city that's built upon the docks in a swamp, and they're oppressed by a different city. But look at that, you can open the little treasure chest. Nothing comes out quite yet, but that'll be soon. We got to do a little tea bag. And the city is called Amaranth. I have the world that I'm building is absolutely massive. So I feel like if you're gonna try to do this game, you have like a big grand world you're looking to build, um, what I did is I took the most fleshed out area I had and we're just focusing on that. Because scope management is really important. I feel like in a project like this, it's really easy to get overwhelmed by all the things you have to do. So just taking small steps forward and focusing on one thing at a time keeps you from burning out. And then every time you unlock a new thing, like when I first started bouncing on these pogo poles, it felt really good. And now we have this little path that's a little tricky to bounce up. But obviously, it's not done, this area. Those poles are just floating. It's a gray background. But we've got a lot of this stuff structured out in the map. This is going to be a little like viewpoint, if you will, where you can see the city from afar. Because the Freebird's Cage kind of on the outskirts of the city. But I do think building the map super important, or at least having a plan for it. in my game. I have like a rough sketch of what I want the map to be, but I know I have plenty of ideas on how the map traversal is going to work and how I'm going to blend it all together and why it makes sense for this style of city that's built on a marsh. And it's like a lot of thieves and like shadow users. That's what this little guy is, Hoodie. That's his name of the main character. But yeah, we got these little areas mapped out, and it's all enclosed. So, and I'm pretty sure you can get anywhere and get back, so you can't get stuck, which I feel like is important. But we got a bunch of pogo sticks, and I'm gonna add some more houses. It's gonna be like slums. Um, the name Freebird's Cage is like the illusion of freedom, where it's this like towering structure just helter skelter put together again. I don't know what other word to use, but they're trapped even though they're technically free. Um, and it's gonna be like towering up, so that's why the viewpoint makes sense. Then we got this little like extra area here, little path to a treasure chest. Not sure what'll be in there yet. But yeah, so the background I'm gonna want to have like almost look like it's a bird cage of like buildings built on this rickety stuff. But yeah, you can jump up here, get this treasure chest. That's pretty cool. And then the last thing we did, which is what really blends it with tattooing for me, we made our first NPC in our first shop. It's right here. You can walk inside. There's a frog. Look how he breathes. Look how I got press E to talk. He breathes and blinks. And then you can access the shop. And these are tattoo designs that are also going to be in game assets. So you got the plain fish, the frog with his little stupid descriptions because he doesn't really care about business. He's just selling fish. The shop layout will act as like a content generation template for tattooing where I can cycle out a fish or different items. Um, and then I don't have a door on the shop, so he's just falling. But look at how damn cool his little falling animation is. Hands in the pockets, fluttery little guy. But yeah, so the idea is these designs I'm going to sell as tattoos, and then through that and my own tattoo clients already, I can fund continuing this project and while working towards it, which I feel like is a pretty unique angle. I haven't seen many tattoo artists doing it. Um, but yeah, that's all we got so far. But I feel like it's a pretty good 3 week progress. So I'd appreciate any thoughts or ideas in the comments. I've done this for 3 weeks, so I have no idea if I'm doing it the correct way. But we're going to keep going. And that's one of the main points. I think the 3 points I want to drive home on what I learned so far is that start now. Whatever you want to do, start now. The perfect time will never come. Two, if you're going to do video game specific, something like this, I think the movement first was really big because I just made these abilities and then they all kind of flowed together into what felt like a good movement system. And that way, the level design works with the movement. You don't want to design the levels first and then your guy can now jump double as long as he needs to or whatever. And then I think organization from the rip, it becomes really cluttered really quickly and hard to find things. So make sure you're organizing first. I'm not that organized of a person, so that's a big one. But yeah, I appreciate anyone who got this far. I'm gonna make one of these videos a month. This next month, I'm going to be focusing on finishing Freebird's Cage, that area. So the background I want to be finished. That's been bothering me. Um, I want enemy NPCs. I want actual things coming out of the treasure chests. And I guess we'll just see what happens. But thanks for watching, guys. If you like and subscribe, I love you. If not, that's okay too. All right. See you next time. Peace.